Okay. Okay, I'll start. Today's my presentation is focusing on building the trustworthy AI for safety critical medical devices, where performance alone is not enough. The central theme is how to develop AI systems that are reliable, transparent, appropriate for clinical use in highly regulated environment. I will frame the discussion around practical challenges in medical device development and the safeguard needed to support safety and trust. Okay, to start, I would like to introduce myself and explain experience behind this perspective and on trustworthy AI in medical devices. I'm Sandeep Deshmukh, and I have more than 17 years of experience in medical device industry, in development, verification, designing, and those sorts of things. So over the year, I have worked with G Healthcare, Hologic, and currently I'm part of another big medical device company which is based in Germany. So my work is also included a research publication and art in artificial intelligence and machine learning. Um, of course, with a in medical domain, this combination of product development and applied AI experience shape how I think about the safety and reliability and the adaptation in practice. With that foundation in place, um, I will close by emphasizing that the trustworthy AI in safety critical settings must be built on both technical excellence and disciplined engineering judgment. Um, so, what makes medical device safety critical? Um, failure can directly affect the patient health or survival. The main characteristic are close interaction with the human body, implantable or life-sustaining functions, real-time therapy delivery, and the severe consequences of malfunction. The examples are listed here, such as pacemaker, implantable cardiac defibrillators, which are also known as ICDs, neurostimulator devices, and then infusion pumps. Show that these are not abstract risk but real product used in high-stake clinical settings. That's why these devices are typically subject to highest level of regulatory scrutiny, often known as FDA Class 3 devices. The key takeaway is simple. When device behavior can impact human life, safety, reliability, and trustworthiness must be treated as a core design requirement. This setup, why trustworthy AI practices are especially important in medical device of this kind. Okay, next one, the growing role of AI in modern healthcare, especially in the safety critical cardiac use cases where accuracy, um, reliability, and clinical trust are essential. It shows how AI is being applied to arrhythmia detection, ECG classification, and predictive diagnosis or diagnostics. Continuous patient monitoring and clinical decision support to help clinicians make faster and more informed decision. These capabilities depend on enabling technologies such as wearable ECG system, AI-assisted diagnostic, real-time data processing, remote health care platform that supports timely and scalable care delivery. In trustworthy medical device settings, the values of these systems come not only from the performance, um, but from their ability to operate safely, transparently, and consistently in the real world clinical workflow. The key takeaway is that the AI is helping move healthcare from episodic treatment towards more continuous and intelligent care. while also raising the importance of robust validation. Next one is why trustworthy AI matters in healthcare. So highlights the risk. It highlights the risk of relying on performance metrics alone. The key risk includes incorrect prediction, black box decision making, biased and poor quality data set, cybersecurity vulnerabilities, unsafe automation, and false positive or false negative. Medical devices settings, these issue can directly affect patient safety, reduce clinicians' trust, and raise ethical and regulatory concern. The central insight is that accuracy alone is not enough. AI must be transparent, reliable, secure, and appropriate for clinical use cases. The takeaway is that the trust is not an option in safety critical environment. It is essential for safe adaptation and sustained use of AI in medical devices. So next one, pillar of trustworthy AI. So um, on this slide, I'm kind of outlining the core principle of trustworthy AI and which emphasizes that the trustworthiness in medical devices goes far beyond medical accuracy alone. The principles listed here: reliability, safety, and explainability, robustness, and cybersecurity define whether an AI system can perform consistently and safely in the real clinical environment. Regulatory compliance, data integrity, and human oversight are equally essential because safety critical AI must be built on validated data, aligned to standard, and designed to support clinical judgment rather than replace it. The main takeaway is that the trustworthy AI requires a holistic system level approach across technology, governance, and clinical use. In next section, um, I will go over on uh, how we can build on these pillars and discuss how they translate into development and deployment practices for medical device. Oops, oops. Okay. Sorry, okay. So let's understand why explainable AI is essential in healthcare, especially for safety critical medical devices where trust and accountability matter. The central challenge is the black box nature of many AI models, which makes it difficult for clinicians to understand, validate, and act on model recommendation. Transparency in decision making is therefore not just a technical preference, but a practical requirement for clinical adaptation and regulatory confidence. The example here, such as ECG feature importance, um, attention visualization, and interpretable arrhythmia classification, show how model behave can be made more visible and clinically meaningful. The key takeaway is that interpretability support both safer deployment and stronger clinician acceptance as we move towards trustworthy AI system. Okay, why verification and validation for AI-enabled medical devices more challenging than for conventional software? At high level, we need to address system-level verification, risk-based testing, edge case, failure scenarios analysis, validation in the real-world setting, rather than relying only on controlled lab conditions. Integration and interoperability testing are also essential because these systems often depend on data pipelines, connected platform, and clinical workflow that can affect safety and performance. The key takeaway is that AI behavior is dynamic and context sensitive, so trustworthy deployment requires updated V&V strategies tailored to safety critical use in healthcare. From here, we can move into these challenges shape practical assurance approaches for trustworthy AI. So, core lifecycle stage of AI in medical devices that reinforces that trustworthiness must be built on from the beginning rather than added in later in life cycle. It starts with the data collection and pre-processing, where data quality, representativeness, and the bias control directly shape the downstream safety and performance. Model training is followed by verification and validation and clinical evaluation, which together provide evidence that system performs reliably uh, and is appropriate for its intended medical use. Deployment is not the end of the process because post-marketing monitoring is essential to detect performance drifts, emerging risk, and real-world issue over time. The risk takeaway, the key takeaway is that trustworthy AI in safety critical devices depend on disciplined oversight across the full life cycle, which set up the governance and controls discussion in the next section. So next section would be okay. So the core FDA regulatory consideration for trustworthy AI in safety critical medical devices. The main theme include FDA expectations for the AI-enabled systems, the role of this or the role of software as a medical device, and importance of good machine learning practice as a foundation for quality and oversight. It also emphasizes practical regulatory disciplines such as risk management, traceability, and post-market surveillance, which are essential for maintaining the safety and performance after deployment. A key emerging challenges is adaptive or continuous learning AI, where change over time creates added complexity for validation, monitoring, and regulatory control. The takeaway is that trustworthy medical AI requires not only strong models, but also a life cycle approach to governance, evidence, and accountability as we move. Okay, next one, the core cybersecurity risk associated with the AI-enabled medical devices. The main concern includes um, connected implantable system, telemetry and cloud connectivity, adversarial attack on the AI model, and data privacy threats, all of which expand the device attack surface. In safety critical setting, these are not just IT issues. Um, they can directly affect clinical performance and patient outcomes. That the key takeaway is that the securing AI-enabled devices is essential to maintaining both trust and patient safety as we move. Um, okay, next one. Okay, next one is wearable AI, wearable and AI-based arrhythmia detection. So, wearable AI is like a smartwatches these days. So the key focus is on wearable ECG. I mean, it could be just like your health monitoring or like using wearable watches, wearable uh, smartwatches. Okay, so it also points out to AI-driven detection and predictive healthcare insight, which can help clinician move from reactive diagnosis and toward earlier and more informed intervention. In a safety critical medical context, these capabilities are promising only if they are supported by trustworthy model, reliable signal quality, and clear clinical validation. Broader takeaway is that wearable can extend access and continuity of care, but their impact depends on responsibly dependable AI integration. Okay, so real world challenges that makes trustworthy AI especially important in safety critical medical devices. The industry must contend with the noisy physiological signals such as ECG data, imbalanced data sets, and persistent model generalization issues that can reduce reliability outside the control settings. On top of that, the clinical variability, regulatory timelines, and complex system integration all makes deployment far more demanding than a typical AI application. So together, these factors show why robust, transparent, and clinically grounded AI method are essential. With these challenges in mind, we kind of build the trustworthy AI for medical devices. Okay, so where intelligent healthcare system are headed and why these trend matter for trustworthy AI in safety critical medical devices. The key themes include adaptive AI system, digital twins, personalized therapy, and predictive implantable devices. Autonomous diagnostics and connected healthcare ecosystem, each increasing both clinical potential and the need for transparency, robustness, and strong human oversight. Together, these advances point towards healthcare system that can continuously learn, anticipate risk, and tailor more effectively to individual patients. As we move forward, the central takeaway is that the innovation must be matched with the safety assurance and governance and trustworthiness by design. So this is my last slide. So the here I'm going to conclude. So the key takeaway from from my discussion here is on trustworthy AI for safety critical medical device. AI is already transforming healthcare, but its impact depends on system that the clinicians, regulators, and patient can trust in practice. That's why safety, explainability, and rigorous validation must be treated as a core design requirement rather than optional add-ons. Um, Looking ahead, the strongest path forward is regulatory compliant AI developed through close collaboration across engineering, clinical, and regulatory teams. Together, these points reinforce that the trustworthy AI is not just a technical goal, but a foundation for safe and scalable adaptation. Yeah, thank you.